Dave from Liquid Swordz over in Ypsilanti, one of the other places in Washtenaw County to get a fine quality tattoo or possibly a body part stabbed. You know, when you're the only piercer at a tattoo shop, what do you do to get pierced? You have to go to get somebody else. It's kind of a tough thing.
I'm Dave. Call me Evil Dave. I'm from Liquid Swordz, downtown Ypsilanti. Right next door to Deja Vu. Been there for eons, basically. Started up in '97, been working it ever since. Definitely not a tattoo artist. And you know what? If you're gonna do one, don't do both. You start crisscrossing, jack of all trades, master of none, it doesn't work, it does not work. But I am the piercer. I've been doing so for going on 12 years now. Stabbing the best of Ypsilanti, and then some. But I do love what I do. It's you give somebody an enhancement to their body and they look in the mirror and they got that big smile on their face. It's not about hurting them, it's about that smile when they're done. You know, the pain does come in there, and that's where they call me Evil Dave, more for that I cause a little bit of pain and kind of the way I look. Youngsters in the business, my advice to you is don't go cheap and don't go too fast. Like I said earlier, go with what you know, and we're not out here to try and be rock stars. We're out here to try and do something that's good. And if you become a rock star by doing it, you're gonna do it right, okay?
Man, thanks, Dave.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you, shoot. Piercing other piercers. It can be a nerve-wracking affair. They already know exactly what you're doing. Plus, they can be judging you, either favorably or negatively. So you're always on your P's and Q's and kind of watching your shit. Oh, needles. Biopsy punches. What's the difference, you might ask? I kind of wondered that myself. Turns out one of them is a medical device, is officially designated by the US federal government. The other one is a body piercing tool. One of them has a handle. One of them does not. One of them is made by medical companies. The other one is made by body piercing companies. One of them is shipped already sterilized. One of them, a person is responsible for their own sterilization of it. Which is better? You know, I'm going to go ahead and say I like O-needles better, mostly because they cost less and they take up less space in your sharps container. My buddy John Barkan came by from bloodydisgusting.com and talked with us a little bit about body piercing and horror movies. John has a film festival called the Three Corpse Circus that they're doing here in Ann Arbor. It's the first one ever, and we're going to go check it out. It should be pretty fun.
Piercings in horror, I always get first of all, horror already is a genre that is vilified in society. But yeah, in Hellraiser, I mean, you think whenever the puzzle box opens up, what's the first thing that happens?
hooks, dude.
The hooks
The
and the
hooks
chains
come
fly out and they get you. That's the immediate first thing.
Yeah.
And it's because of the fact, you're opening it, you're expecting pleasure. That's the whole idea. You open the puzzle, you solve the puzzle box. And what does Pinhead himself say that I think is actually, like, this quote, I think it defines horror fans to no end when he says, "Pain and pleasure indivisible." It's perfect because what do horror fans seek out? They always seek out.
Yeah, you're trying to get entertained by getting the scared at.
Exactly.
Well,
you want the fear. You want your heart pumping.
And that's the same thing with the piercing deal. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like what makes it cooler than a haircut or a manicure is the fact that it's scary.
Yeah.
It's like
Terrifying.
Yeah, the whole it's like kind of like jumping off a cliff. You know it ain't gonna kill you, or jumping off the high dive, I should say. You know it ain't gonna kill you, but it scares the out of you.
Yeah, and you know what? It might hurt, but once it's through, you've got that adrenaline
There
rush
you
kicking
go.
in, and man, that is what you've been craving. That's what you've been after.
Mm-hmm.
And horror fans, they're constantly seeking something that's just a little bit scarier and a little bit more intense. And they always want that something that pushes the boundaries a little bit.
Ooh, this does kind of crush your balls.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Back is getting wrenched out of shape, and you don't notice it because of the endorphins.
And you probably pass out in about 15 seconds.
I quit smoking too, so I'm eating sunflower seeds like a madman. Ow, my balls.
We ain't talking about no left-handed cigarettes when we're talking about split, damn it. Just in case you Philistines didn't know. Spliff was actually a dear friend of Kenny's.
Yeah, so like it was about a week or two before I moved to Ann Arbor. Some buddies of mine were going to California for this little core powwow, which I should have actually been driving with them, but I wasn't. I was busy
Moving.
anyways. One of the vehicles flipped. 3 people made it out okay. They had injuries, of course. Ribble was really bad, but he pulled through it. He's good now. But Spliff broke his back. He's been in a coma this whole time, and he actually passed away last week. And his funeral was this past Saturday. And he was an amazing person to me and a lot of other people. Gonna miss him a whole lot, Spliff. But it's people like that, part of why I want to continue doing this as well. Just to be an influence on people's lives, helping them out do amazing things that
Help carry on the work.
yeah, and what